Hello, everyone. I am Sarah Feely, the Chief Learning Officer at Compassionate Leaders Circle. Thanks for joining us for this 30-minute masterclass. We're calling it our three-step purpose reset. We have been around for 26 years helping people and organizations find meaningful work, something we call finding your soul work. And our purpose as an organization is we celebrate and guide leaders who create compassionate cultures and individuals who seek meaningful work. I'm Sarah, again, the Chief Learning Officer. An executive coach and work with organizations and individuals to help find meaning and impact at work. Just a quick overview of our agenda today. I already talked about us. We're going to talk about some key definitions, specifically what is purpose. We're going to do a quick three-step purpose reset. So we'll do a meditation, we'll take some of the insights and turn them into action. Then we will get into just a brief overview of some testimonials. Like I said, we've been doing this work for a long time, so there's a lot of very cool stories about people who have either pivoted their work or taken on new sort of dream jobs that we've helped. And then a quick plug for our Purpose Club launching October 8th, which is very much a continuation of purpose work and bringing purpose to work and life. So I'll dive in. I've had people ask me a lot as an executive coach, well, who do you like? Who's your dream client? Who do you like to coach? And, I have the wonderful opportunity to engage with and support people at all levels of their career. So, I used to recruit students out of college, and I love helping people who are in their early part of their career. I've helped people who are entering retirement or are at a place where they don't have to work anymore, and how do they find meaning in life with that freedom and flexibility. And so Laurel, the founder and CEO of CLC, and I kept coming up with this word unstuck. And that is, we want to coach and help people who feel stuck, who might have this nagging sense like, I don't know exactly what it is I want, but it sure as heck isn't this. Or, gosh, I've always had this dream, but I just don't know how to execute it. We help people get unstuck. And we say life's too short to feel stuck. Next, a very fun concept and construct that we call the 7 Ls. These are the 7 pivot types of folks that we have come across and Laurel has come across through years of coaching. And people who are thinking about a career change of some sort usually fall into one of these 7 Ls. And I want you to try to think about what I'm saying and see what resonates with you. So first, we have a learner. You are in need of a change, but you're not quite sure what that is or what your vision is for what's next. Then we have likers. You like your job, but you want to love it. Leapers. You want to change, whether it's a job or a company you are in, or you want to begin an active job search. A lancer. You want to start or grow a freelance career. A launcher. You want to start or grow a division, business, or organization. A leaver. You want to focus on your legacy. That might be succession planning, mentoring, retirement, or investing in volunteering. And a linker. You are committed to a vision for what is next that includes integrating 2 or more of the L's here. So I want you to think about what I said and just see if any of those L's resonate with you. We also have a very cool, free, fun assessment online where you can take a bit of a quiz and it'll tell you which of these L's you are. But it's important to know where you are at some point in your journey because it will provide clarity about how you self-reflect and where you invest time and energy in your sort of exploratory process. Next, we want to get clear about what professional purpose is because purpose is a word that is thrown around a lot. Okay, and so at CLC, we define it as a statement of personal values that propels you to a career vision. And there are two parts of this that are really important, right? First, you've got a statement of personal values. And second, you've got a career vision. And doing this, thinking about career and changes and what you do next with career, it takes both of those things. Right? You can have a career vision that's not aligned to you. Maybe it's a career vision from your mom, dad, spouse, partner. It might be full of shoulds. And that career vision eventually leads to, not a lot of satisfaction. But a career vision that is aligned with what is deeply and intrinsically you, it's where the magic happens. And that's the work that we do with people. Now, why does purpose matter? I will not get into the weeds about the data around why purpose and meaningful work are important. Surmise to say we have decades of fantastic academic research that has shown that purpose and meaning are important. They are predictors of resilience, longevity in work, productivity at work, raises, promotions. There's also, in the last 10 years, a lot of health studies around the negative consequences on health with people who are deeply dissatisfied with their work. So it's important to note this because purpose, it might seem like a nice to have. It's actually a need to have. Next, the remarkable work model. This is something I absolutely love. This is a Laurel Donnellan creation. Um, she had come up with this sort of thought or feeling that, like, man, when you're in work, that feels like it's more sort of soul sucking than life giving. It can feel cold and wet. And so, what you see there on the screen, that's unremarkable work. And what we help people find and do and pursue is remarkable work. That's the umbrella you see there keeping you dry from the thunderstorm. And there's two types of work under the remarkable work umbrella. There's bridge work and soul work. Wouldn't we all love to just dive right into our soul work? Well, that's where we're hoping to go, but sometimes it takes bridge work to get us there. If you want to become an artist and you think, oh, I can't leave corporate America, I'll never get paid for my work. Well, maybe you need a little bit of bridge work to find the space and the time to invest in your art and your passion while you, quote, keep your day job. There's lots of creative ways to think about bridge work as you move your way to pursuing your soul work. And it's our job to support and get creative about how to get you there. But I love this model. And I'm going to check the Q&A here. Oh no, no one can see my slides. I'm sorry, everyone. Let's see what you can see. Y'all, can you see my slides? I'm so sorry. I should have checked the Q&A earlier. I was just talking about the remarkable work model. I apologize. There's the image. Hopefully I did a good enough job expressing to you the cold and wet rain that is remarkable or unremarkable work. And then you can see the umbrella with the bridge work and the soul work. I'm so sorry to keep you all waiting. Next, I'm glad you have your screens for this because this is the Donnellan Method. And these are the 12 principles that we use to get people unstuck from dreaming to doing, from chaos to clarity. There are 3 distinct but interwoven parts of the work we do. And by the work we do, I mean we do this with groups of people, we do this one on one, we do this with organizations. First, we talk about the past. We start with courage. We talk about courage as the ticket on the change train. You have to start with courage, whether you're going to make any change in your life. We go through reflecting on aspects of our past to learn deeply held beliefs, limiting beliefs, narratives we tell ourselves. We call these limiting beliefs, and how can we change these to empowering beliefs? Then we move ahead to the present. We take a good long look in the mirror and see how we're spending our time, if and where we're struggling with balance. We look at relationships, what are the principle of love? Who is your vision tribe elevating you? Who might be your vision thieves, stealing joy and confidence from you in your journey? We talk about abundance, that is living into your values to find prosperity, and then authenticity. What do you love to do? Not just what have you done, but what of your talents do you really love to do? And then in the last third of our approach, we talk about the future. It's where we strip away the doubts, the stories we tell ourselves about what's not possible, and we get creative about the possibilities through creativity. We get focused with how we want to impact the world through claiming a purpose. Then we start visioning what that work might be. And then we always end with commitment planning. So, how are we going to take all of these insights, these reflections, these ideas, and turn them into long, mid, short term, and tomorrow goals? Because change is always incremental. Now, I'm going to get us into our 3-step purpose reset. And we always like to start with a bit of a meditation and reflection. So I'm going to ask you to pause and reflect with me. Sit in your seat, put your feet firmly on the ground. Find a place on your sit bones that's comfortable, or if you're standing, wiggle your toes. If you're needing energy from this group and in the world today, put your palms up to receive energy. And if you're needing some grounding, you've had maybe a little too much coffee, put your palms down to receive some grounding. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just start breathing deeply. No need to change your breath. Just focus on it. And as you breathe in deeply, I'm going to ask you to think about purpose. Breathe in purpose. And breathe out everything else. Breathe in purpose. And breathe out everything else. I want you to continue to do that for another about 30 seconds. And if you get lost or distracted, come back to this concept of purpose and something you find purposeful to yourself. What is something you care deeply about that is at your heart's center? What is something you care deeply about that is at your heart's center? Continue to breathe in purpose. Breathe out everything else. Now, as you think about what's at your heart center, I want you to allow a vision of a scene to come to your mind. It could be anything, but that scene should have something close to your heart. Think about that scene. Let it sit with you. And I want you to continue to breathe in purpose as you settle on that scene in your mind's eye. Who's in that scene? What are you doing in that scene? What's important to you in that scene as you think about purpose and your heart center? And once you have that scene in your mind's eyes and you settle on it, sit with it for a moment. And I'll ask you when you're ready to open your eyes and rejoin this room and space with me. There is great power in reflection and giving ourselves, 90 seconds, 2 minutes to sit and let answers come to us rather than chase, chase, chase and take action when sometimes we just need to be still. There's great power in pausing and reflecting. So now I want you to think about that vision. Think about what came to mind when I asked you to breathe in purpose in your heart center. And I want you to create, if you can get like either your cell phone notes or a piece of paper and pen, I want you to create a simple motto that came out of that vision and that meditation. So, when I've done this exercise recently, and maybe it's because I'm in Texas and it's super hot here and I love the mountains. And when I do this exercise, I think about my family on a bike trip in Colorado. And that simple motto for me, right? That vision turns into the simple motto of be present with my children in nature. Be present with my children in nature. Because sometimes I can get unpresent and I value my children and I value nature, right? So that to me, that little motto of being present with my children in nature is the motto that comes from a vision I had in a meditation like this. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment and let you jot down a simple motto that came from that vision. And I'm going to monitor the Q&A for anyone who might feel stuck right here or have any questions. All right. So think about that simple motto and think about how it ties into the vision you had and how it might tie into what purpose is. This is by no means the end all and be all of a purpose statement, but it's a really fantastic place to start. There's something calling to you in that vision you had, and it's something to pay attention to. And when we coach individuals or we coach groups, there's incredible growth that happens within the session, within the masterclass. But a lot of the magic happens when you walk away from the screen and 3 days pass and you go, oh my gosh, that's that vision happening in real life. I need to pay attention to that. Which brings me to step 3 of our reset, which is a 7-day action plan. How do you take what we just did here in a matter of minutes and move it forward into real life? So the first thing, one small step. Pick one small step to take that vision, take that purpose motto into action. Might you talk it out with someone that you know and you love and you trust? It's incredible what happens when you talk things out. Might you update a LinkedIn profile that, something resonated in what you saw here today and it's really important for you to convey it in the kind of work you're seeking to do. Update your profile. Might you start journaling? Okay, so one small step. Step 3, find out your pivot with purpose type. So I spoke earlier about the 7 pivot types. We've got a very cool, like I said, free, quick assessment where you can figure out what pivot type you are and a couple of practical strategies for moving forward with that type. It's very cool. There's a QR code on the screen, and also everyone who signed up for this webinar will receive a copy of this deck, and so the QR code will be in there. And then the last part of the action plan is join our club, because we are creating a community where we can help each other get unstuck in career and life and pursue our dreams. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a moment. Next, just a few testimonials. There's plenty more. We've been doing purpose work for Laurel's been doing it for decades. We've helped hundreds of people, from university students to retirees, get closer to their purpose. And there are 4 examples here on the stage of some incredibly awesome people we've gotten the chance to coach who have figured out their pivot type, gone deep into our work, and then come out with either side projects, their own businesses. Manushka there on the left side of the screen was an educator at a Bay Area school, and she actually pivoted to become a principal at an alternative high school in Oakland. Catherine took her love for art and has created a very cool brick and mortar space in Brooklyn, New York. Alistair is your philanthropist and ideator, and he created an incredible not-for-profit called Green Soul Shoes. And then Kent is an artist and an interior designer. And when he started a program with us, he couldn't even utter the words, "I'm an artist." And now here he is making a living of it. So very cool stories. And then next, Purpose Club is launching October 8th. This is essentially taking the one-on-one or organizational coaching work we've done and bring it online at an affordable price. So people who maybe have never done one-on-one coaching or who don't know where to begin can get access to our community called Purpose Club. So October 8th, we're launching our first session. There will be 8 sessions. They will be live, 90 minutes with a group. You'll receive your own editable workbook that you can take with you for reflections, journaling. Also, as part of the 8 sessions with the group, you'll receive one-on-one coaching with me. And then introductory pricing. We're offering this for $499. The total value is $1,500. So it's something that we wanted to offer at a really approachable price now. And better yet, if you're under 30, it's an even more deeply discounted price. So it's something that we're incredibly excited to bring to folks online, and hopefully create a community of dreamers to doers. So that's it for our masterclass. I really appreciate your time. There's a QR code on the screen. If you want to book one-on-one time with me just to say hello or have a conversation or have any questions answered, please let me know. Also, what I'll do is I'm going to stop the recording right now. But if anyone wants to stay on and ask me any questions or have a conversation or any comments, I welcome it. And I just very much, I know your time is incredibly valuable, and I'm deeply grateful for it. And hopefully I'll get to talk to you soon. Thank you.